Feng Shui, how do you pronounce it? Feng Shui. Feng Shui. This week she makes her second attempt at the same speech with hopefully a few less thoughts to share. So please give a warm welcome to Brenda Perry.
Toastmates. It's good to be here and share this subject with you again. It's going to actually be a little bit different for those of you who heard it the first time around. So, how I ended up going over last week was because I felt it was very important to share the old Chinese proverb. So today we're going to start with that. We're going to read that out loud together. Except you gave me 4 minutes. Did I give you something? You have one, Cynthia?
Yes.
The old Chinese proverb: when there is light, if you'll read along with me. When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. When there is honor in the nation, there is peace in the world. I think that's so meaningful to me because I like to think that if we were all at peace and in balance and harmony in our lives everywhere we went, and when everybody we met was at peace and in harmony, there would be peace in the world. So to think it can start with decorating your home, what a fascinating idea. So when I first got into real estate, I had seen a video on a deal that actually fell apart because of Feng Shui. Feng Shui is in my mind up until that point, had been a decorating style, kind of like shabby chic or country. It was just the way you decorated your home. But what I later learned was that Feng Shui is actually a means of bringing balance and harmony to your room and making it comfortable. We've all been in a room where we felt comfortable right off the bat, and that's because there's balance, and it just naturally soothes our instincts and the principles of Feng Shui. So I was very interested to get to this class and learn more about Feng Shui, and one of the first things the instructor taught was that the reason this affects us the way it does is because inherently our ancestors, who were nomads, traveled around wherever they were traveling, and when they looked for a place to land, they needed balance. They needed to be safe, so they wanted a mountain behind them. And the mountain represents the element of metal and ore. As much as you'd like to think it's earth, that's what they like, that security behind them, so something couldn't come up over behind and attack. Then in front of them, they needed earth, a place to put things and plant things and grow things. And then they needed a source of water, so they liked to have the flow of a river, if possible, down below, where lower than the earth. And then the element of fire, they came to that naturally by rubbing metal together or wood together. So these 5 elements really created this sense of harmony and balance for everything they did. And that's just carried through to who we are now, who we've evolved to be as people. And we don't even realize that we like that balance around us. But it plays a role in everything we do. It creates an energy flow in our lives. And whether we believe it or not, there is energy in absolutely everything. If you take any particle, even this hard mallet, and look at it under a microscope, you're going to see energy. And energy moves and flows, and that's what Feng Shui says, that the qi has to move. The qi is that energy flow, and it has to move. And so by placing articles in their right, in a specific pattern, the energy will flow good in your environment. And this is important for you to have that balance of the 5 elements. So on page 2 of your handout, you'll see those 5 elements and how they interact with each other. And it's some of the stuff you learned in kindergarten, that metal will cut wood, wood will consume earth, earth will dam water, water extinguishes fire, and fire melts metal. And these elements will all interact with each other. Wood will feed fire. Fire will feed, becomes earth after it extinguishes and becomes ash. The ash becomes earth. Earth creates metal. As it's composed, the metal becomes rock and ore. Metal holds water. Maybe not till many years later when you can think of it in the form of a can or a cup. And then water nurtures wood. It helps things grow. It's necessary for life to sustain. So those 5 elements are just naturally in everything we do. And I might want to tell you right here too that Feng Shui doesn't necessarily apply to your home and your environment. If you really study Feng Shui, it can be how you dress, your clothing. It's just a balance of color and textures and sources. It's very interesting. I myself have only been to the one little class on it, but I do have a book on my desk, and I don't think I'll probably get to more of that with you. But on the next page, you're going to have, on the back of that page, you're going to have a bakwa. And they also refer to this as a gua, and this is a grid. Bagua means 8-sided. So there are 8 sides here and then a center. So of these 8 sides, we have knowledge and self-cultivation, health and family, wealth and prosperity, fame and reputation, love and marriage, children and creativity, and helpful people and travel. And then your career, or what you, how you're of service to the world. That is that last one. And in the very center is the earth. So if you want to apply Feng Shui principles to your life, you take this bakwa, this grid, and you lay it over any room or your whole house. If you're going to put it over your whole house, take your whole house as a rectangle or square. And if it's sitting, my house sits at an angle. So when I do that, I get part of my yard included in that square. So as I'm looking to enhance the whole area, I need to be sure that I'm including areas of my yard in there. I have an example here. I'll pass this around after I kind of point out some stuff. This is my living room. I'm a lucky woman. My husband shampooed the carpet yesterday, and I took this picture this morning. So, originally,
You got 30 seconds.
I would love to tell you more about this at a later date. Thank you so much for your time and attention. That's a 2-hour subject.
Does this beep all the time?
That's a good touch, but